MongolZ looked extremely composed, and I'm kind of suspicious, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, that is a hard thing to do, to like talk to a whole arena like this, but he just seemed like there was nothing. I'm really excited for this game. I think it's going to be super, super sick. A lot of weight on Asani. The desk already talked about it, but I mean, I don't think it's not wrong. It is going to be on him a lot of the time if they want to shock this and upset FURIA somehow. We are going to head into it right now. No delays, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be FURIA versus MIBR. We're starting on Nuke here for the best of 3 with FURIA on that CT side, MIBR on the T side to begin with, and already off to the races with not a lot of utility on either side. A couple of smokes here. No defuse kit in play, though.
No, and already we can see MongolZ looking for the action outside, and it was a tentative maneuver there from MIBR, but now they've been spotted. Slowly creeping forwards as MongolZ gives the position here. So MIBR winning some space on the yard, but MongolZ keeping that communication up for his team. Oh, but Lucauzi's going to find him.
It's a very strong start. Don't even have to be in a hurry. There's so much time left in the round right now. There's Lucauzi making a deep run. He has actually not reloaded the Glock yet. His team are walking downstairs with the bomb at the moment, so he just has to live. If he survives up here, then any rotation down to the B bomb side is going to be very nearly impossible. They're in so much trouble right now. The only thing that could go wrong now is if MIBR want to go up the vent with the bomb. If they want to change their mind from B to A, that actually would be a disastrous call at the moment, because you could tell right now that FURIA are hoping for that eventuality. They're just waiting for it at the moment, but oh, he deleted it safe. What an absolutely crazy shot to begin with. Fallen hits one, and the bomb is going to be escaping, so they are trying to get back up now, but it might have been too late. Breno, under fire, has to pop open the door, doesn't close it behind him, and it's not a draft that's going to kill Insani. It's Fallen with the USB. Breno down to just 10 bullets here and 25 seconds to get that bomb and get it planted.
That's the only win at this point. Just get the money. 1 HP for Breno in his last act before death. Picking up the bomb plant for his team. Dooley's in hand. It's just a matter of time, and Fallen's going to get it done. Really well done indeed there for FURIA to kick things off, get that CT economy started. But indeed, with Breno securing the bomb plant, of course, it's on the T side, so that makes the second round highly contested with the buy that will be available for MIBR.
Well, they love it already. They're already into it. I think this round, weirdly, so much of it probably did unfortunately come down to whether or not that door was open or closed. I know it sounds a bit ridiculous, but if they actually had managed to close the door behind them, then it would have been a 2v2 probably with the bomb planted and a bit of an interesting, or maybe a 2v3, but still, there was a big opportunity there. But also for FURIA, holding that A bomb site, never really over-rotating. I think it shows you that they feel very comfortable, very confident at the start of the game here. They don't really need to hurry and do anything crazy. They trust in Yakinda down below. They're going to have 3 MP9s and 2 M4s going into this next round. And for MIBR, it's just the 1 hero AK.
So playing it patiently. FURIA not looking to throw any aggression their way, so they might be waiting a moment longer. But in a round like this, if you're FURIA, you just need to keep tabs. Ensure the info's there. And the hero AK on Lucauzi now looking for that opening pick towards ramp, but ramp has been given. So this is great territory to find, but it is by design here. MongolZ, he's going to spot this, sees a lot of players in that ramp position, but again, oh, nice nade. They are just locking them in right now, FURIA. They've got the tabs, but that's the opening that was being sought for. Good stuff from Lucauzi.
Yeah, in spite of the fact that he'd actually ducked quite far away, he was playing it somewhat safely. It just never really occurred to MongolZ that someone could have been walking up that far in towards his position. Oh, Lucauzi, they're going to be allowed to pick up an M4. It's still a fairly safe round right now, but it could go wrong very fast. It's the lack of armor that's making this kind of round very hard for MIBR to win. They have someone, Lucauzi, but that is it. Everyone else will die as soon as they get hit by anything here. Fight breaks out, and Yakinda caught in a weird position. We're down to 20 seconds right now. And MIBR trying to get close to the site. Yuri's going to call it out, saying they're already sneaking down below. What do? Exit is down next. They're going to have to try and plant B right now. Lucauzi closing the door, but it doesn't matter. Yuri just has to open it and kill one person. Stopping the bomb plant. Oh, but he doesn't do it. He gets a little bit ahead of himself. He had one job, and that was to stop the bomb plant. That would have won the round instantly. And instead, he got a bit distracted. And now Fallen and Kazahstan at a very awkward position. How do they retake this one? They don't have the kits at the moment. Going to be seeing if they can flash their way in towards the site, but that bomb's already ticking now. And the rifle's recovered here, making it very tricky. Fallen's going to get shot in the knees. And that leaves only Kazahstan. 1 versus 3, but he already knows the round has slipped out of their hands. MIBR with a shocking return early on this Nuke game.
Now, this can happen, certainly, when you give the other team a bit too much respect, perhaps, a bit too much space. I think, obviously, we saw MongolZ coming in for the spot into the ramp position. He got the information. But you know what they're looking for? Obviously, they either have to rush into the lower site at that point, rush out through the ladder room, or they are looking for a pick. There's only so many options that they have, and it seemed like FURIA didn't create a plan to deal with it, and they were on the receiving end of MIBR taking the initiative, peeking with multiple players, finding these picks, creating the space. So it feels like too reactive of a round from FURIA after the initial phase. So we'll see if that's something they can remedy, but going forward here, the buy is not the best as they put 3 players outside, but it's a fast upper coming in here. Now for MIBR, straight down the vent.
I love it. Trying to put some real speed behind this round, hoping they can shock FURIA. The desk already said it. It was going to be a fast game here on Nuke, and it absolutely is. Insani's gone down, but in the meantime, Safe has managed to pick up Yakindar. 4 versus 4 for only a second. Nice shot out of Breno. I think he's someone that has to step it up in this game for MIBR to even have a bit of a chance here. Safe, awkward fight. He doesn't really have to stick around. That's going to give over an AK. Now, they're not going to be able to recover the round, but still, if you steal some of these away for FURIA, even if you lose the round, it's something to smile about. It'll make it a little bit better, even as you lose the round.
Yeah, certainly the case. FURIA, after winning the CT pistol, it often feels like such a relief, but we'll see, though, given the amount of time that MIBR have left in the round, they've already clocked that FURIA are going to try to save these AKs and these weapons. So you can see the hunts on, Breno checking the ramp, but obviously just escaping the bomb radius. I won't find anybody there for FURIA, so Pyjamas, MP9, AK-47 into the next round. And the death said it, that aggressive pace coming out from MIBR has certainly yielded some results here early for them. And if they manage to continue that success, it's going to start to feel like very oppressive, and FURIA are going to struggle more and more to get into the game. So I want to see for them getting aggressive and finding a play where they're taking initiative.
Which, honestly, with the kind of round that you have here, it's the round where you want to do it in. The only issue is it might also be the most obvious round that you're doing it, which means MIBR are probably going to be a lot more ready for it. So yes, you want to do it with MP9s and FAMAS and just a 5.7. Like, it's so nice to push and run in with those weapons. But again, it might be so obvious that you're sort of playing into that expectation on the MIBR side. MongolZ up here. That could have been a really interesting spray down. Would that he have committed to it, but it's not going to be happening. Looking right through Yakindar. I don't know how, but he does find it. And now the mad spray through the smoke. They don't really have the utility out there to blow it open. Only 1 HE on Kazahstan, and he was down below. Which means MIBR gets across through the secret stairs down towards the B bomb site. Slowly but surely making their way forward. Kazahstan, a bit of an interesting off angle. Now he's going to see the shadow on the ground, which is why you want to play here. Insani making the turn. Oh, that's a nice run of trade there, but Kazahstan thought he had an opportunity maybe to do a little bit more than that. Yuri at range. The bomb should at a minimum be planted here.
Okay, the retake for FURIA. Everyone, well, most from ramp here, as they try to creep forward. Safe might be a very dangerous man in this one. Teammates there to bait. Breno moving over to control. It's going to need to be the perfect sequence of kills here for MIBR as FURIA start to scale forward. They're moving fast now. Yakindar with the first opening, Fallen finding Safe. They are going down 1 by 1. Just Breno left now. 4 players to find. This is looking incredibly difficult, and Fallen's going to find that shot. Silences Breno. And the defuse comes in, and FURIA, we talked about having them take initiative. They found themselves right back into this one real quick.
The crowd here in Astana are behind that one. Fallen with a 7-1 scoreline to begin this one with. And it was the more defensive style. It was just a little bit more relaxed. They pick up a couple of players, and then the retake is looking so good here. 5-7 work for Fallen. They steal how many? 4 AKs back. This is a pivotal round. What a way to come back into the game early on. Round number 5. We'll have AKs on the MIBR side, but It's such a tug of war at the beginning here. It'll be very interesting. Like, whoever wins this battle of the economy early on will have such a nice boost at the start of the round.
I totally agree. It's going to be a pivotal one. There's no doubt about that. And we have MIBR looking to turn themselves straight to this upper site. The timing not felt there by FURIA, completely caught by that flash play. And now this upper site control. FURIA are in damage control mode once again with the bomb now getting planted and a full 5-man setup in the upper site. This looks dangerous for FURIA once again.
Yeah, they've already made the choice. It's already been called out. Kind of a shame, I think. But I think it's so early on, maybe they don't want to do too many wild things here. I'm looking at the smoke and the diffuse kit there on FURIA. I think the reason they're calling the save is not so much because it's a 4-on-5 or the lack of utility, it's the 3 AKs. It's the potential to throw away those guns that you won't be able to repurchase. And again, I think it's just an indication of how strong the rifle is that otherwise I'm pretty sure FURIA probably would have tried, like they would have stuck around. Not going to be happening. 3 rounds now on MIBR. And it's kind of weird, but like if you look at the scoreboard, they don't even have that many kills. And it says something about how this game's been playing out.
Certainly. Yeah, I mean, the shock and awe strategy so far from MIBR, I mean, I feel like, you know, again, the devs predicted it. That was the storyline they were setting up.
True.
It's been something that we've seen as a consistent thread through a lot of the MIBR games. And really, honestly, from a more macro point of view, it's a Brazilian team, Anders. Well, what else should you expect? By unrelenting aggression. And that is what we're seeing. And it's so successful. The problem here for FURIA is that you have MIBR able to play in their element,
yes,
playing comfortably, able to just have the pace when they want it, and you don't want to have MIBR in a position when they're playing from such comfort. So it's going to be hard to be disruptive on the CT side, but FURIA will have to find a way to slow things down and stop getting caught off guard by some of these aggressions.
Well, one of the tools that they're going to have is finally that AWP on MongolZ, and the desk were talking about it. If he can find a bit of comfort in the yard and just kind of get himself in. He's got no kills just yet. The speed looks like it's almost going to continue there. Good counter utility, but MongolZ ready to catch Fallen. He was just not at all aware that that could have been an opportunity, so ends up going down. A big question right now is if the hometown hero, look at what he's doing. He can't on scope right now. It's going to give the audio away, so positioned on the corner and waiting for an opportunity to strike. It's going to be a while before anyone really shows up, but if he gets that kill, that's going to be huge for the round.
They might be looking to go for the pressure there as well. We might get something here. Save! Peeks into MongolZ. MongolZ with that opening kill. It's going to feel good. Now the move outside. What a timing found by Yakindar as well. Well, we talked about the disruptiveness that was required from FURIA. They're finding it, but MIBR, they're reacting. They've got to get super active here, and that creep into the upper site is exactly what the doctor ordered. Still a 3 versus 4 for them, though, so it's not going to get any easier.
No, it won't, but they actually have another. It's a third Molotov up to the high ground. There's only 2, actually going to be a third person here. Yeah, they can't really all retake from the high ground position. Surely at some point, someone's going to have to go mini as well. It looks like that'll be Yakindar trying to set that up for his team. Taking a bit of a battle against Breno. Here comes the flashbang to set it up. MongolZ assisting his team. One flash is good, the other one clocks straight on exit. He can't see a thing. Gooper stomped in the bomb site. Breno and MongolZ trying to hold on for just a second longer. That bomb is almost ticked. They're so close, but MongolZ from the high ground, he shuts it down. And that's a huge round for FURIA. They lose some AKs, but they get to keep the AWP.
And you know, Anders, I looked up how to say let's go, so I could say let's go MongolZ in Kazakh, but then I heard him talking Russian on stage. I'm going to have to just say both, I guess, because I still know the Russian one, which is Harasho
nice.
MongolZ, but in Kazakh it's Ketek.
Yeah, all right.
Let's go MongolZ.
I appreciate the fact that you're assimilating into like the local culture, Dan. I like that.
You haven't seen anything yet.
All right. We've got some stuff hidden for us. I'm excited.
Yeah, we have some surprises, but 3-3 is the score, and this one is going blow for blow, and you love to see it. A lot of the analysts are saying this match might be a banger, and we've absolutely got it so far. As once again, the outside play is coming quite fast pace here from Insanity. My goodness. Straight down into Mini with the headshot. Fallen responds just as quickly, turning, trying to find Breno, but once again, MIBR all over this upper site. Yuri with a great performance there. Just exit to try to save the day. Comes on through, and who else? But the hometown hero, MongolZ, steps up again to deliver the final blow in the round to secure it there for FURIA.
he has been given some great cinematic kills that really make a difference in the round. Obviously, in terms of the flicks or whatever, they're not necessarily the most impressive right now, but he is getting some of the finishing touches on these rounds. And like we said, there's got to be some pressure on him. So I think finding some of these rounds early on has got to be making a big difference. And also now FURIA, the economic tug of war has gone their way. They have the money. MIBR have to concede and just go for a couple of upgraded pistols and really not much more. And Yakindar knows it. And if there's something that he loves, it is aggression. It is something that he just enjoys a lot. So not surprised to see him out here ready if anyone missteps. Pretty deep grenade on top of the silo there.
MongolZ searching. Does mention on the desk that this would be a great side for MongolZ to find his footing in this quarter-final on stage. An inaugural performance on stage, so far looking good. Fallen also controlling things outside. And FURIA just on the cleanup mission at the moment, farming those kills. MIBR just a few Glocks. I mean, there's the hero Deagle at this point, but they are not finding much success. It's the P250, in fact, but MongolZ, every single kill, get used to hearing the crowd roar, because MongolZ is here.
It's so crazy to imagine, you know, a player like Fallen, who's so deep in his career. He's been on these stages so many times, and then you've got someone like MongolZ, who's, you know, sitting not that far from him on the stage, but, you know, for him it's a brand new experience. Although he does look like he's totally chilled out, like it just doesn't mean anything. And
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Maybe it's just the aura of sitting next to Fallen. You know, you're going to be in good hands from like a leadership perspective.
Yeah,
you couldn't really find many players in Counter-Strike that could boast that kind of experience. So.
100%, and it's so funny because everyone seems to be behind FURIA for this game too, despite the fact that just on the rankings, you look at these teams and they are literally next to each other in the world rankings. Yet, I saw the HLTV vote earlier and it's like 82% favor for FURIA, so just everything is behind them at this point, and they finally found their way out of that rut where they were on the receiving end of that aggression. They've slowed it down, found a 5-3 advantage going into this next gun round.
MIBR playing a bit of a mix early on, but it will turn into more of an outside kind of pressure moment. Breno, is he aware? Oh, that smoke. Oh, that the HE, it goes a little bit too shallow. Flashed on through Yuri. He's got to be careful. Oh my God! He should have been dead every single time.
Outside now, MIBR trying to find value there, but Yakindar's waiting. Kazahstan also with the nade to blow open some vision for Yakindar. And these are AKs, just 3 left now as they creep silently, but FURIA have all the information to know what's up. They got Fallen down. It's the secret stairs who can see exactly what's happening if there is to be a cross down there, but we can see MIBR making their way on the outside. So MongolZ here is just going to present a reason to rotate for FURIA's defense. But this is the real play, Anders.
You're exactly right. See how much he's sold it. There are 2 people downstairs. So actually, it's not bad, right? He's at least managed to split up the defense a little bit. Unfortunately for them, Kazahstan was... Oh, never mind. He's looked the wrong way. That was his only job here. MongolZ is going to be downed as well. It's Exit finding 2 out of the 3 kills that he has in the game in this 1 round so far. Fallen and Yuri, how tempted would you be to try and go for this one? There is some money in the bank for FURIA. If they go for it and they lose it, it's not the end of the world, but they are quite far away. And without an entry to get back into the bomb site here, is it even slightly doable? I think LucAuzi's position is almost an automatic win here. How would Fallen even think to check this? He's so far away from the site, LucAuzi. And they are slowly walking it away now, realizing there are no easy kills. We're getting nothing for free in this one. Flash comes in for it as well, and Yuri, he's going to get jumped on from one side or the other. LucAuzi takes him out. Fallen going to save the M4A1, or at least attempt it. It's a huge round, I think, for MIBR. It's really important that they pick this one up.
Yeah, I mean, amazing call as well to just try to suggest the lower play. I think it certainly opened up some space outside, allowed that creep into heaven. And with that, that was a key moment where we finally start seeing just some kind of a pull away from FURIA into the least, some kind of momentum, some kind of feel-good factor. But MIBR, I love how they are finding plays like that in the mid-round. So again, this series has been super exciting so far. We'll see what both teams are able to do here. Both teams on a bye, and the money is certainly not good for the CT. So MIBR, this is the chance to really switch up that momentum in their favor.
Smoke's going up. Oh, Insani pushing even on top of them. He finds Yakenda through at the edge of the unbreakable box, and the other four already headed this side. We'll see how much of a tell it is. MongolZ is down below. If he gets... Oh, and he misses the shot. It's a bit of a wider swing than MongolZ was expecting. Insani doing great work. He takes down Fallen. Like the desk said, a lot of it is going to come down to whether or not Insani can find those kills. And he absolutely can in this one. 3 to set it off, and they are all just so deadly accurate.
Yeah, really looking to brawl this MIBR team. Again, not a surprise, but it's great to see them finding their headshots here on the stage. Again, on their side of the stage, if you compare to Fallen's side of the stage, definitely a lot less experience in this kind of an atmosphere. In some teams, when the crowd is against them, sometimes that is a bit of a nerf on your team. But MIBR, they so far seem highly composed, as we're 5-5, and this is a round for the taking for MIBR. Just a bunch of USPs and a single deagle on who else but MongolZ.
Give them a chance. Waterfall smoke sets up there. Deagle already been discovered out here, and yeah, they're going to wait it out. I mean, there's another kind of pressure here, I think, for MIBR, which is the fact that you're up against Fallen. You know, so like, they call him the godfather of Brazilian Counter-Strike. So, you know, I'm sure for MIBR, you're going to have a sense that, like, he knows so much. You've probably played against him so much in the region yourself. There's all that going on at the back of your mind. So hopefully they can get rid of all of that and just focus on playing the game that's in front of them. But it's very, very easy to get distracted when the pressure is really on.
I do love that, the old generation versus the new.
Yeah.
It's an interesting rite of passage in a way. Of course, if they're able to win, but you know, he's not going to make it easy. You got to come into the server hitting hard to take that chance at the trophy away from Fallen.
I mean, there was a real discussion for at one point, you probably remember it too, where people were saying like, well, you know, past 28 or something, you should probably stop playing Counter-Strike because you're going to be too old to play anyway. We have a lot of players now that are showing that you don't really have to. Like, you can stay playing for a longer time, which is kind of exciting. He's also playing pretty well individually, right? 9-6 on Fallen at the moment. But as it always does, it's going to return to the money here for FURIA. Round number 12, limited utility, Fallen with the MP9. See if they can tie up the game and make it 6-6. I think either way, it's still a very open kind of dynamic here, but it would feel a lot better for FURIA if they can get one more round on the board.
Yeah, and we have MongolZ playing more of that normal rotation position between ramp and outside. Fallen trying to anchor the upper side with that MP9. That assistance of Yakenda. It does feel like MIBR, as we approach this 1 minute mark, the clock does become a pressure. And you can see FURIA also trying to figure out this pace difference is a bit odd. We haven't seen MIBR play this slow.
I think also this is going to be the one round where we actually see the split through mini. I don't think there's any reason for them to go downstairs right now. They might put a little bit of pressure on ramp. Ooh, they are. Or at least they're checking this out. Kazahstan goes down Insani with an important shot, and Yakenda out here is going to be careful with that AWP on the other side. If he had more bullets, I think Safe would have already been dead. 35 seconds, and they are going to go down to the B-bomb site. That is very interesting. Let's see if this is enough to stop them. Yakenda swings as wide as you possibly could and does get taken down, but MongolZ, could he be the hero once again? That's the bomb! Not making its way past at all! Exit. Shot down in the sky. 14 seconds as they try and get back into the site. But Breno's going to get the same experience by the hands of the M4A1. It's MongolZ, the Kazahstani on the stage, saving FURIA to get one more round on the board here at the end of the half. You couldn't have written this any better.
So sick. And the crazy thing too is if you are MongolZ, you are going to be well aware that anytime you connect a shot, especially on the AWP, you're going to hear a roar from the crowd. It's just impossible for that not to enter your head. So to see the focus, the composure there from him as he lands incredibly important shots back-to-back is certainly a good sign. Because we always have our eyes on the newcomers to any stage.
Of course.
But if we add the context of the fact that we're in the hometown of MongolZ, it just gets to another level entirely on that conversation.
Yeah, and those shots were not easy to hit, right? He's hit a couple of ones that were a little bit on the light end, but the flick here towards the end of drop exit in the middle of the jump, that is very, very hard to do.
And it's also great to see in that particular 2v3 clutch that for FURIA, you've got the combo of both Fallen and MongolZ there, kind of both doing work on either end. You know, Fallen hit just a very important like long-range spray there to prevent the bomb carrier from getting a plant sooner. There it is on screen right there. That's really important. Not always easy with the M4, to be honest, to hit those. M4A1, I should say. 6-6.
Well, look at the Molotovs. FURIA, they have so much that they're going to execute from the roof on the other side. They've already burned out the hut here, but look, HOTU, he is sitting on the door. It's an absolute rat position, and he does get taken down. Fallen runs and looks straight up into the sky and shuts it down. Safe trying to go for the quick flank here, but the bomb at a minimum should be planted. Fallen with the Molotov up on the high ground, caught mid-air. Breno, you could see the blood spatter on the wall there in the middle of just a testimony. We don't even need CSI. We can see it for ourselves. He died before he even touched the ground. Exits. So 1 versus 4. This round is already won by FURIA. They're hunting him down, looking for the kills. Not going to take any hostages in this one.
Oh yeah, that's a very solid start. 7-6, but in the previous half, again, we saw FURIA picking up that initial pistol only to lose the following round. MIBR, they're going to have to show some stuff. I don't know how that's a headshot, by the way. You are literally underneath your opponent. Someone explain to me the physics of that.
We don't need to. Just accept that it happened. Great use of the Molotovs in this round. So the first Molotov up on the hut and the second one up on the high ground. It's just 2 grenades, but it does make it a lot easier to clear the bomb site, and in this case also force the early aggression for the CTs. Very clean.
Oh, the 4-man stack, I love it. The multiple levels. There's levels to this. Quite literally, as we have 4 players here from MIBR trying to snipe, but I mean, what are you going to do? This is a smoke. There's really not much you can do.
This strat, by the way, goes all the way back to 1.6. Like, it's so old that people try to do this, which is kind of funny to think about.
Whoa. Hang on. Got some friendly fire there. Shooting the godfather of Brazilian Counter-Strike in the head.
Yeah, maybe that's how you keep him awake, you know. He's getting a bit older, you know.
That's fair.
He's got to get on every once in a while, you know, just wake up the old man.
Yeah. We'll know how much the crowd truly adores MongolZ based on how loud it is when he gets eco kills. I feel like that's a good barometer, you know. Like, is it literally anything?
What if that works and he just does it for the cheers? He's like, yes.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, they gave him too much power. Hopefully not. I feel like he's in control right now.
Yeah, and this is honestly one of those games, too, where, you know, it's not like it's an easy, straightforward situation and you're missing some shots because your team is still, like, helping you win. No, you're having to hit key shots. It is punch for punch. Oh, trying to get some exits here. All right, okay, a couple of kills coming through. Asani trying to just go for one last drive-by, but
why not?
A couple of kills, at least keep the economy somewhat honest. Always good. Stadium definitely fill up a little bit more here as we get later into the evening. Also, of course, we've got Spirit coming last match.
Yes.
So that's going to certainly fill up the stadium even more.
That's going to be super interesting. I'm very curious. Obviously, might be a one-sided game, but we don't know yet. 2-round lead at the moment. First real buy round coming up here for MIBR. But they are going to be lacking a lot right now, so it makes sense what FURIA are doing at the moment, playing it a little bit slowly, because these early grenades that are coming in from the CT side, there won't be many more to follow them up. You could already see we're down to 3 smokes and 1 incendiary here, so they can set up the wall outside, or just throw the mini smoke if that's what they're interested in. All right, did have another one set up for it, so double smoke once again. It's Breno in position here, the spray that is so close to connecting. MongolZ, he's going to go down, but Kazahstan with a fine return, and Breno staying on the ramp. I don't know if I like it.
Yeah. Problem is, if he gets that kill, he's still getting traded, but we'll see what else can happen here. Sani also goes for the hero play, the solo peek, and at that point, you are pretty committed, if you're MIBR, to make these hero plays. You've lost too many players. MongolZ has had a fairly good first half, But it really is a lot different when you're on the CT side. I think especially for MIBR, where I feel like they get plus 10% headshots when they can just, you know, be pressing W. And now they have to play more defensively, more reactively.
Right.
And it's and that's not a style that on the CT side you have to index for. You really have to try to win positionally, win off the util, win off the team play and communication. It's much more important.
But especially if FURIA are going to be playing around slowly at the start like that, because if you do play aggressively, they are just waiting for you on the other side. So
big nets.
Yeah.
Yes, the trap.
Very well played so far. It's 9-6. It's another problem here that they're running into, which obviously in the first half there was all that back and forth that kind of kept FURIA economically in the game, even if it was a bit scrappy. But this is for MIBR. They're not getting a lot of kills right now. Sure, they're saving a couple of rifles here, but it's on the weapons and utility front, they're falling behind a lot more. Tactical time have been called for MIBR. The issue is, though, again, even if we would love to see something like a lobby crunch or whatever, doing it after a tactical timeout is just so risky because it is the most obvious thing that you could do.
Yeah, and I mean, it's also so difficult on the CT side of Nuke 2 to find stuff that's creative. I think, you know, if you're FURIA, you kind of understand what the best options look like, and there's a lot of ways that you can easily, like you were saying, even just by playing slow, kind of account for some of that.
I think right now one of the more popular ways to do it is actually to try and play on the roof of Garage. And just kind of get up there really early on, because then you are a little bit more aggressive, but not so aggressive that you're sort of all in. But we'll see what they do. I've seen that boost happen quite a bit in the last couple of weeks. A lot of smokes in T-spawn. Already an indication that we're going to be seeing a bit of a slower style from them here. It's Kazahstan. They blow open the door, they sit and wait. And so far, no boost happening on that CT side at the moment. They are playing quite heavy in the yard, though. So if there was going to be a fight out there, then you know, it's possible that they could trade their way through just by having so many people ready to battle. Nice smokes.
Will this force of play might see a timing from MIBR? They do need to find a timing. You do have to take risks. Kindar, speaking of taking risks, he's going to walk through the smoke into two of the only rifles on the squad here for MIBR. And that's an AK to be collected safely. And so now you might start to have potential problems. FURIA speeding up a little bit towards ramp. They're going to bring the bomb as well.
Yeah, taking risks. AK's just now been picked up, and it's on Insani. That's a bad look. Nice stink on the Fallen. They're not really sure what to do yet. You can see the mid-rounding here for FURIA, because they could have had ramp. They could have been down below already if they really wanted to, but they are trying to use all the seconds in the round to make MIBR, you force them into a bit of a mistake where they over-rotate somewhere. And I can see MIBR actually calling a freeze on their own, which is a really good idea right now. Fallen should lose this fight. Oh, how is he alive here? Yuri with the trade, that's great work. Lukowski all the way in the back end. Yuri's got no fear whatsoever. The AK to defeat Lukowski and Insani. He couldn't escape. He knew he had to try and get out Breno. He's going to get stopped by MongolZ, getting another finishing kill here. That's a very close round, but the mid-rounding all the way into the late round here is just absolutely perfect for Fallen.
Yeah, and that's, again, I think we do go back to that Fallen factor again, where he's got so much experience, and in those moments when it's high pressure, if your in-game leader is communicating to the team in a confident, calm manner, then that's not going to set anybody else off. But if there is like a pause where, oh my god, something's going wrong kind of vibe you're getting from your IGL, then things will fall apart. So we know that's not going to happen with Fallen as we go back into another buy round here. AWP on safe this time.
Smokes in the yard and fire on the roof here as safe goes down to Yekindar. It's a fantastic opening, makes it a very fast double, and Lukowski's position is known. He's gonna have to fight right now. He can't even reload at the moment. He does get one more kill, pulls out the USP, and he's lost in the smoke. They can't find him. They know he's in here somewhere, but he's actually still alive. Just 7 health left. They've traded places somehow, and Insani got to get a couple of kills, or at least one in there too. Yuri and MongolZ. Is this round even recoverable? I don't know how Lukowski brought this one back. He should have been traded, and finally that will happen. Yuri able to land a headshot, and MongolZ faking it once. Not sure if there's someone that's going to jump in, because Yuri can't really stop them. If they go for it, it's not a great position for Yuri to be in.
He can't reload. He's only got 6 bullets. That's the cover for the bomb. Only 6 bullets as they go for MongolZ. MongolZ takes down Breno, but now it's down to Yuri. This can't be a prolonged fight, and Insani makes it a fast one. My goodness, Anders, how did LeCalzi live? I feel like that's like a 1% situation that just happened in front of our eyes.
Especially because he was getting flanked at the same time.
Yeah.
He was going to get sideswiped, and then he pulls out the USP, goes to hide in the smoke, and even if he dies later in the round, it's so much better. It puts so much pressure. That would have been otherwise probably a 2-on-2 where they get a bomb planted very early in the 2v2. But they just can't do that because they really don't know where he is. How crazy is this?
Unreal. And after those two fast entries from Yakindar, Anders, those were phenomenal. I feel like with the pace of that, you usually absolutely have FURIA winning that round.
Also, huge understanding from Insani that he was going to get peaked, because if you're on the T side in that 1v1, you really don't just want to stand in the corner and wait forever. They know that he's there, Yuri. So Insani just understanding how those 1v1s play out, and then Yuri would have to be aggressive, basically.
Gotta find your timings. And this has been a very interesting game of Nuke so far. There's a lot of twists and turns that you don't expect, and with that round from MIBR, they really are going to be back in this one. But again, we're on a round where the economy, everything's been spent for both teams, so this is going to be huge into getting MIBR back if they can secure it. Previously, Safe tried to peek the hut with the AWP, got shut down. Now he's on the outside looking for value.
Early indications of one of those 4-1 splits with Yakindar playing out here, which obviously is very much in his nature. He overplayed his hand a bit earlier walking through the smoke, but he's still such a great piece to have to be able to play these kind of positions. And then we'll see what the other 4 do. Those B splits with a ramp are really cool, and especially when you've got the kind of capability tactically that FURIA's already shown, which is you take ramp, but you just wait, you know, you end up going heaven or hell, you end up going back to the A-bomb site. Like, there are so many ways to fake that out once you've pushed the CTs back.
And right now, MIBR on that tough spot on the CT side. The wall of smoke's outside. We don't know how many people are outside.
Yeah.
There's only one. And there is a rotation that MIBR are making because they just don't know. And they've got to try to cover everything. So the defense elsewhere will get a little bit weaker. So now it's on FURIA to find out how do we exploit this weakness. But looking at them as a whole right now, they're playing this round very slow, a very slow pace. 40 seconds on the clock, Anders, now.
Yeah, it's going to be another execute from the roof. Fallen's already got the Molotov primed. So he's going to be burning out the hut position with the first one. This is for the hut. You can throw some that actually land up on the rafters, but I don't know how many they have on the roof. We'll figure it out in a second. MongolZ catching Breno, trying to lurk on in. You mentioned the time already. We're down to 20 seconds. Another Molotov rains in, puts pressure on exit. 19 seconds. He will get one more headshot, and Insani trying to bring it back. It's very close here. They catch Fallen, then take him down. 10 seconds for MongolZ to try and see if he could drop safe on the other side. He's got 7 seconds here. The bomb. Oh, he's trying to fake it out. He's hoping he's going to peek. The round has run out here. He was banking it all on the idea that the footsteps would have been enough to get safe into a bit of a peek, but that is not going to be the case. It will be another round for the CT side, but that is as close as it can get. I really thought with the entry there, that was going to go the way of FURIA.
Yeah, and I love that what we saw there from MIBR as well is just holding on for dear life in a round where FURIA are really trying to bait a preemptive aggression, and they're running the clock down in a way that they haven't yet done. But MIBR still don't make a mistake there. That is a really good sign to see that the composure is still there at MIBR, and we talked about how important that round was, but MongolZ saves the AWP. Yakindar has an AK, so this is a lot of potential. This round has a lot of potential for FURIA, and MongolZ is in lobby right now with that orb.
Nobody has any money in the server right now. They're just all broke at the moment. So another pivotal round. We've had so many of them where the entire economy of one or the other team is going to hinge on this now. MongolZ is going to be holding the ramp while the rest are pushing down. So another 4-1 split, but this is the inverse of the one that we saw in the previous round. And if they take down LeCalzi, well, he does have a bit of backup actually, but still, the question becomes who wins this fight. I think the whole round hinges on it. Shadow already shown LeCalzi. The spray is so good, and with Insani there to follow it up, it couldn't have been any better. Kazahstan looking to jiggle it out here. He really wants to fight for the Tech 9, but the jumping MP9 there will get the job done. And MongolZ was always on his own, so...
They know that he had the orb saved, so they might just go for the hunt here.
That's a good point. They could. That's the only thing that will really be on the FURIA side for the next round.
And it's quite predictable where he actually has to be. If he's not outside, he has to be hiding in T-spawn. However, this is probably one of the better spots for an AWP. But MIBR, they don't have money to throw away, really. So this is kind of sketchy. You want to go for it, but honestly, it's hard to justify. I think MIBR need to prioritize their own economy, but they might invest one, but they would. I think they would surely die. MongolZ, he's got a very narrow alleyway here to shoot down. Flash up high. Are they really going for this, Anders? They are.
Yeah, they absolutely are. They want to take it away, and I think they will be successful as well. Nice shot onto Breno here, but it's another jumping MP9.
Wow. Acceptable losses. Only losing one there. That's actually a huge win for MIBR. That's not a weapon that can be repurchased. And not only that, it's not even about repurchasing it. It's a round where FURIA don't have very much. And Norp would have gone such a long way in at least facilitating a couple more kills, getting some outside control. You could do so much with that. So that's a massive play from FURIA, or MIBR.
Look at the buy, though. They've actually gone for it. Armor and Tech9s and a lot of utility. This just looks like an A-pop. Let's see how quick they're going to be able to be. Counter grenades coming down. Early Molotov. Oh, what a nice shot. MongolZ getting warmed up now. They do need him. Him and Insani, both. The spray is immaculate. Fallen goes down. I don't think MongolZ could even see that last player. He was just shooting him blind. Jury and MongolZ, they need to do some damage here. Even if they come in the round, you can't let MIBR equalize the scoreline and keep everything alive here. That's too much.
Yeah, this is really painful. I think especially in a round like this, a part of the money calculation is that you guarantee a bomb plant. You probably don't expect to win the round, but you want to guarantee a bomb plant, but they've not been able to make any progress. This upper site has been a fortress, I think, as we see MIBR defending it no matter what, time and again. There's Safe coming online there for that kill against MongolZ, up against, well, Pistol. Nice cheeky P250 kill, an honest P250 kill. And we'll see the round awarded to MIBR, as it feels like they are the most comfortable they've been so far in this matchup, going into this next one.
I really think so. I think it was back in Pro League when they played Nuke last, and it was like 13-9 victory for MIBR. Obviously slightly different lineups, but still, you know, there's some history between the two organizations to mess around on. And MIBR, I agree, they look very comfortable right now. Obviously, no bomb plant allowed, Force. You don't get the extra bonus. They will have the AK on Kazahstan. And let's see if we can produce something here to watch the ramp. He wants to move forward through the smoke, and Breno could get caught off guard here. The spray is actually not that bad for Breno. At least he doesn't die for nothing. That's the most important part of this one. Insani, absolutely no fear in his game, but maybe there should have been, but because Fallen was hunting him down, and he gets dropped. 3 versus 4 now. A one-man advantage for FURIA.
And the problem now is the mid-rounding that's possible is crazy. You've got rotation down lower. MongolZ's been spotted. So that is further confirmation that FURIA could probably expect that, hey, they are down. And they might be going through the vents to upper. So it's a bluff here. They're going to go re-enter the lower bomb site. What a headshot there for the entry from MongolZ. MongolZ needs a massive performance. That's a great headshot to find. A bit of damage confirms the position of one, but there's more to find. And it's Yuri to take the headshot there to get rid of the pest that was MongolZ on that lower site. But now Safe comes in. An unlikely 1v3, but we'll see what he can find.
Yeah, he feels like he has to give it a bit of a shot here. MongolZ is still back there. He's finally going to go down. But already 2 kills in the round was enough to get them into the bomb plant at the very least. If he can get another one, he has the incendiary to try and do the rest, or he could throw the incendiary early into that shadow position in front of him. Oh, he's going to use the wrong spot. And I think now he's got no more tools really to get back into this one. And he's realized as much. They're not going to give him an easy fight. He'll have to back on out. FURIA up to 11. Wow.
Yeah, you could see it happening. Depending on where the other player is, that changes which kind of 50-50 side you're going to be playing. So, you know, we had the left side, and then that's going to pair up with Decon, and, you know, it would be control room for the other side. So, like you say, Anders, he's guessing, you know, and it would tell him, like, where the other guy is if he finds that first. So there was certainly potential there. It's very interesting how helpful Util can be in those spots, but a wrong guess, and that's 11-10 for FURIA.
I like that we're bringing the future Counter-Strike pros into the stadium really early on, you know, like bringing the babies in just to, you know, get them stage ready for the next generation, you know. That's sick.
It's got to be done.
Timeout used. The last one for MIBR. 11-10. How do you predict who wins now?
I know, it's just so many twists and turns. We said it, they looked comfortable, MIBR, and we said that in part because FURIA's kind of defaults and the strats they've been running in their gun rounds. I mean, this is not a full gun round, so we can't really classify it the same way. MIBR have handled the gun round playbook pretty well. So now, again, we're in another spot where nobody has money, Anders.
Yeah, very, very uncomfortable right here. Insani going to be playing on the other side of the smoke wall. They checked this before, FURIA, but all it takes is one mistake, one lapse of judgment. You don't Molotov it, you don't check it properly, and suddenly he's going to get the multi-spray down. There are 3 people coming his way with the bomb, not quite leading it. Yakindar trying to check it early on here, but the follow-up is just fine. You will take that if you're on the FURIA side, but this is different. MongolZ gets the first one, and he knows that the bomb must be here as well. So great information for MIBR, and they have the 1-man advantage. Jump now, such a long spray. How did that fight last so long? Exit ends up going down, and suddenly we're right back. It's safe. Finding Kazahstan, Fallen and Yuri left.
You'd love to see it. That's such an active play there from Safe. And that has really helped out Fallen. He has to move forward, surely, through that smoke. The timing there. Otherwise, he'll just get locked behind, and indeed, he moves forward. Knowing where that smoke came from, he's now on the hunt. Understands that Safe repositions, but he has to concern himself with getting into a spot to plant. And he has slipped between enemy lines here. He's been spotted, though. And so now time is limited to get this bomb down. Very limited time. He knows that he could get shot from absolutely anywhere right now. 3 players to clutch against the Brazilian in-game leader here. Fallen. Oh, peeks into the double. And that's going to be the end of him. But the bomb plant at least goes down, which will help a little.
Honestly, better than it could have been right there, because you're right, without the bomb plant, they are significantly poorer. MongolZ, up to 20 kills. There was a triple in this one. I think I talked about it in the group stage, and I think it remains true. I think Desk highlighted in Insani, but I think it's the duo for me between Insani and MongolZ that produces enough kills to make MIBR dangerous. And it has to be that way throughout all the maps, basically.
And it certainly is really happening so far. I mean, we saw very early and even in the first half, the MongolZ finding crucial kills. 11-11 is impossible to predict. Full buy from both teams. And again, we're just constantly against the line on the money. We'll see what pace FURIA decides to set. Very fast nades out in the upper site, threatening those fast upper plays that they have executed, but there's no players behind this one, forcing the util out in response from MIBR.
Yeah, the blowing open of the door and then the running Molotov that you can throw when you climb up the ladder on the T side is both really good, grenades to force the CTs to use some of the utility that they really don't want to right at the start of the round here. MongolZ waiting. See if they find anything. Yuri going to get caught in an awkward spot. The timing not with him. Insani to take him down. Yakindar, he really wants to do it. He's going to get flashed right through. But I think Insani hears it. He knows that someone's on the other side. And I actually think he has a big advantage in this fight. Yakindar trying to check everywhere. He does spot it out. But Insani's just better this time. He's up to 20 as well. Between him and MongolZ, they got 40 kills. That might be enough here. And now he's just hiding. He's pinned into the corner by MongolZ, but unfortunately the clock is running against FURIA. They can't keep this up all day. Eventually, he will have to move out of that position here, MongolZ.
And he doesn't understand that Insani knows that he saw him, so he's going to be holding that for too long. This is desperation. Fallen's by himself right now here, Anders. He's got to try to get the headshot. He will find the headshot. Maybe that's enough now to provide some movement to get MongolZ activated.
It will, because he hasn't planted the bomb yet. He could have. Kazahstan ends up going down, and now the clock is running out. MongolZ, great shot onto Insani, trying to find the space, but with 10 seconds left of the bomb on the ground, it can't be done. Exit to get it at the end. I think he had the bomb plant the first time around. There's no way for Fallen to know. He expects that someone else is down there with him. If he could have planted the bomb, it would have forced MongolZ out of the corner, and that would have changed the round so much.
The domino effect would have happened. I completely agree. Again, these rounds, the interesting thing with these two teams is that there's a lot of these solo initiatives that are often supported, but just intuitive plays coming about that creates a strange dynamic where we're in all of these spots, for the 3v3s, the 4v4s, lots of space open on the map, timings get strange. And this time MIBR on the better of it. Again, Insani on the outside, really placing MIBR in such a strong position, and just getting that info of MongolZ's position and being able to hold him in that spot forever was also a huge play. 12-11 in favor of MIBR. Are we going to get overtime in this one? It's just pistols and Mac 10 for FURIA.
I mean, listen, they did this once before by going ramp and then ultimately going heaven to find some of those kills. This time, it looks like it might be a little bit quicker than that. Early grenades coming down. Look, HOTU burned alive. He sacrificed everything to try and stop a rush that was already delayed. Breno up on the high grade, and he's going to get blown up here. Insani just praying, but unable to find anything through the smoke. Exit on his own. He does get a sickening double kill. I don't know how he managed to do it. As Safe makes the drop down, the smoke is up, and they're going to escape 2 versus 2 now, Dan, as they make a straight line to the B-bomb site.
Oh, Insani's there real fast, and no guns were collected, and they're going to double back. And maybe they'll get a shot at picking up some of those weapons. There is a key timing here where maybe that's possible. MIBR, as far as they're concerned, they could be absolutely anywhere. Yuri, will he find this? Will he hear that? Oh, looks very silent, jumping there from Safe. Yuri still might find a good spot here. Creeping up at... Will Safe spot this? There's that crowd sound. That might give the game away here for one of these players. Yuri's going to find it! Oh, he's found it! I can't believe it! 2 versus 1 here. Playing for overtime, FURIA. It's all on Insani's back here.
What do you do? How do you get back into this round here? He's got the kit, but he needs more knife out. Long, deep breath here for Insani to try and get closer to the clutch. Yuri's already crouched down. AK in hand, he's got 1 position to hold, 1 kill for the overtime, and he gets it! A huge turnaround with nothing in the buy. They managed to get there anyway. This battle continues. This is everything that we could have wished for, Dan.
Yeah, it's going blow for blow. I mean, really, that's just what you should expect, fireworks, in a Brazilian showdown like this. And that is what we're getting here in map 1. I don't think either team got a run of rounds more than 2 or 3. Like
I think you're right.
The entire game so far.
But that's also why the overtime is so different. Now they actually have money. Now they can actually, like, this is the most money we've seen in the server so far, really. Here we go. 12-12. Overtime on the opening map. That always creates a lot of drama, especially if it goes to 3 maps. MongolZ nearly goes down at the beginning to some blind bullets. Whizzing through the smoke in the yard. It's MongolZ trying to see if he can reposition here to look over. Flashbang is going to force it out, so they know the orb is not going to be at ramp on the CT side. That's interesting. Might be some info if they wanted to push forward.
Some information there from MIBR, but that wall of smokes, it really does prevent them knowing exactly what's going on, and they're moving towards the Heaven and Hell position, and MongolZ there takes down Insani. Breno now the only player that could potentially stop this play that's making its way into upper. FURIA holding outside at the same time, looking for MIBR to make a play.
Oh, wow.
Can Breno find something? Oh my goodness, Yuri has no idea. This is crazy. Okay, finally, he's going to find Breno creeping on the catwalk. Now it's a 3v5 for MIBR.
The pathing for Yuri was so crazy. The fact that he managed to slip right underneath the viewport there, like he should have been seen. If his gun sticks out, he's dead. Yakinda shooting Safe in the back. And no matter what happens now, 20 seconds, it's pretty much a done deal. The bomb is going down towards the B site. They've got 3 people there. And there's no one for MIBR in position. They're still sort of executing onto the bomb site, but that is just for show. Bomb is going to be planted. First round in overtime is locked in for FURIA.
All right, I think you're right, Anders. The whole money thing is quite interesting. I think made some of the rounds interesting.
Yuri. That's the problem with paying too much attention to the crowd, is that sometimes you can also betray you quite a bit.
Fake you out 100%.
You don't necessarily know what it is they are screaming about.
Yeah, it goes both ways. Well, there we go. Now they know. And okay, Yuri gets it again. And explain to me, how does it work? How does it work?
I don't know. That is such an awkward fight. Like, for both players, like, any fight you have where you're aiming straight up or down,
yeah,
it's just such a weird dynamic, isn't it?
Battle of awkwardness. Sounds like my life every day.
I love it, Dan. You've got the self-awareness, though. I appreciate that.
I know.
It's part of your charm, I think.
That is the worst thing, when you're self-aware, but at the same time, you should be empowered to do something about it. But then you realize you're helpless too.
Never change, Dan. Never change. That's why I say. They do get another timeout in the overtime, so that is, I think that's a nice addition to the game. It just means if there is something more, because it's very hard as an IGL to try to remember all the rounds that have been played. So just getting the coach in there to get a one last word in.
Absolutely. Oh, that is stunning. We didn't get to see that from MongolZ's perspective, but that's a great flick.
Wow.
I mean, Yuri's aim was actually really good there, so
yeah,
that looked very nice. Well, 13-12, FURIA up one round in the overtime.
Early nades. MongolZ on the one side. That smoke, though, will make it quite a bit tougher, so yeah, decides to walk away from it. No real decisions have been made yet for FURIA. They're still thinking about it. They've got one wall of smokes outside. I think they're going back to set up another one. And we'll see how much of a reaction that gets out of MIBR. Oh, wait a minute. Are they going to smoke Hell instead? I'm guessing that's the Hell smoke that's going to land by the windows. Yes, it is. All right. Safe putting up that smoke that betrayed, I think, Insani in the previous round where MongolZ got him. Breno here. This time not fighting to the death. We saw that earlier in regulation. I'm glad to see him disconnect from that battle. It's not worth it. There's a minute on the clock. Just stay alive and go down below.
Yeah, you have to have your opponents make mistakes for that to be worth it, and it's never a good way to play.
Honestly, if they hit the bomb site right now, the A bomb site that is, it could be kind of sick. There's really only two people here now. Safe is walking in towards Mini, so about to be a third, but he goes down, caught in transition. It's Kazahstan getting the job done, and they burn out of exit. He's so sure someone's coming because they took ramp earlier, but nobody is there. MongolZ, they need him inside of the bomb site instead. It can't just be Insani, who's somehow still alive. MongolZ is going to catch MongolZ on the high ground, and that kill on Insani will seal the deal for the round here. Look at how much FURIA managed to mind game MIBR in this round.
Yes.
MongolZ, if he spins around to help out exit, it's such a different round. But he's so sure that because Breno's already been pushed back from ramp, someone's going to be flanking.
And in addition to that, showing the outside Hell Smoke, which they showed in the previous round as well. And the thing about that Hell Smoke is that was one of the things that for MIBR, it felt super oppressive, and it actually led to MongolZ getting an opening pick because MIBR were trying to get some information. So that smoke really feels very bad right now. And so to show it again and have a completely different look to the rounds, I think was awesome calling coming in from FURIA.
It's so good. Stay on the sites. I low-key love it. Nuke is a map that is quite vulnerable to linear diffusers.
Yes.
And you've got nothing to lose by doing it.
Got all the money still for sure. Nature of overtime.
His first appearance on a stage like this one. The first time that we've had Counter-Strike in Kazakhstan to this level, and he's got 21 kills. He's outfragged the rest of the team. I mean, this is a bit of a dream, isn't it, for him?
Oh, yeah.
Spray coming through, but Kazahstan not finding anything. MongolZ really wants to find a way back in, but he's stuck running into the wall. That's talk about awkward.
Oh, I don't know where that kill came from MongolZ. Somehow finds a headshot onto Breno. I'm sure we'll catch that in the replay, but for now it's a 4 versus 3 in advantage to FURIA, looking to get a clean sweep on the T side of this overtime. Safe in a very annoying position. Very annoying indeed. Is there any distraction to run against that? He is actually alone as FURIA slow down the round.
It's kind of sick though. They haven't used it yet. There is absolutely a way this can work out. You can pretty much do this once per map. And this might be the time for it. Look at Insani walking in. The timing is beautiful, but Molotov also makes it very hard for Insani to help out. Fallen is going to be going down. The relocation. Yuri, how's he alive? Insani wants to push it before they can pick up the bomb again. And he'll hold the angle now. Molotov low on health already. The flash on through. He's still got the AWP on the other side. He should be losing this fight to Insani. He's got so low health. Nice little flick. 8 bullets left. Kazahstan up to try and take a swing against the Brazilian, but he can't be allowed. Insani with the triple, saving the round for MIBR. I mean, it is him and Lukowski that are doing pretty much all the work.
Yeah, that was a really sick round. Unfortunate, of course, for FURIA to walk into that setup. It's obviously hard to know that that's going to be there, and it was played so well. Also going for the kill immediately, just locking that one in, I think is also smart, ended up paying off. And Insani understanding the nature also of the fights, just perfect movement for MIBR to keep themselves with a chance into this second half now as they swap onto the T side. 2 rounds to equalize.
Uh-oh. Yakenda able to find Lukowski at the beginning outside here. FURIA looked like they were meant to win that previous round, but the boosted MP9 kind of throwing a wrench in everything, and then Insani obviously showing up with a really long series of fights that he just has to take on his own. 1 round between them. First team to get to 16.
Man, it's so scary. But the bomb does make its way down with assistance. 3 players down there for MIBR, and FURIA, they have Fallen, who's trying to hold this one, but he's not going to get the info. He's just going to smoke and leave the position.
They've already walked through. They're already past that smoke here. Fallen goes down. Very important kill. There's nobody down here. There's not a single CT defending the B-bomb side at the moment. This could just be nearly an automatic loss. Molotov trying to push in front, maybe getting back into it, but he's burning alive. He does get the kill on safe, which is, in itself is kind of impressive. 4 versus 3. Was that enough to get them back into it? Brenner was still out here lurking, but Yuri gonna get him every time. The shadow is showing on the ground. I can't believe it, but FURIA, they look like they can still fight for this round. Exit and Insani now to try and hold on to it. And Insani gets traded out. Great spacing between the two. Just Exit. And that bomb is not that far enough ticked yet. He's going to have to battle this one through. Gets the first, but walks into the headshot, and they are straight onto it afterwards. Kit and all, 15 rounds for FURIA. I thought that was going to be the round for MIBR. Once they're down, and they get the kill on Fallen, that should have been enough.
And I mean, it really is the headshot, that flick shot. Really hard shot to hit that Molotov connected. And doing it so quickly allowed there to be no indecision for FURIA. They're like, okay, it's on, let's do it. Beautiful clearance from them. And indeed, you know, Fallen cutting corners there. He's going to drop that smoke. He's hoping that he's further back so it stops them, reroutes them upper, and then they'd have a stack upper. But hey, they got it done regardless. 15-13, an advantage now for FURIA.
MIBR need 2 to get into double OT. FURIA just the 1. And it will start with Yakinda blowing the head off Insani, and Fallen crouching in. He will take down Lukowski. The 2 top fragging players on MIBR have already been dispatched in the round, and Breno's trying to sneak out. He's been caught. Yakinda from the high ground. It leaves just 2 people against the 5 here. I think MIBR might have run out of steam, certainly running out of players that are still alive.
Is there anything to find here for MIBR? Anything at all?
I doubt it.
Players are weak, but Molotov, of course, is going to farm some more.
It's just Exit left. This is the map. A 1 versus 5 to try and hold on to it. He gets 1, but all the work is ahead of him. The bomb is up on the other side here. They're throwing instead of toying with him now. They could do whatever they want.
Yeah.
The map is going to go the way of FURIA. That's just 50 seconds. That's normally that would be something to think about. If it's 1 versus 3 and he has a minute, I'll say, all right, maybe. But this is such a long road, and being held by Molotov, it would be cinematic here if the hometown hero could win it with a final shot, and he will. Exit goes down. Molotov, 25 kills in front of his city. You couldn't ask for anything better than this.
You really couldn't. It's unbelievable. And honestly, I cannot imagine how they're feeling right now, but we're going to find...
Absolutely hope that it will right now, because this is so much fun. I'm excited. We're in Kazakhstan. I'm here with Kazahstan. If you...
Oh, how long have you been cooking? with that one.
Unfortunately, too long, Dan. For the quality of payoff, I told me probably about a week. You know, that's just what I do. Are you ready for the second map? How do you feel?
Oh, yeah. This is going to be great. Obviously, FURIA's map choice. They're going to be, I think, feeling comfortable here. MongolZ is going to have that first map behind him. Winning it in overtime, I think if there are any nerves really there, they should be settled at this point. And we're going to kick things off here with FURIA on that T side. And they're going to be trying to get onto the outer bomb site immediately, the A bomb site. And it's a quick defense here with the dualies from Safe to try to shut it down. But Yuri is going to take that E-box position for himself.
Pretty good trades. Oh, and they spot Breno. They pretty much know what they need to know at the moment here. Do they want to fight him? They will. They take it right to his doorstep. That's a bit aggressive, perhaps. Exit. He has an HE, which could be fun against Yakinda, who's got no armor. So there is a real amount of damage that could be done, but he's already been found out. How much really could you get out of one single grenade? And they're actually playing it so smartly. FURIA saying, well, once we've been discovered, might as well try and go somewhere else. They relocate back to the A yard instead. And the bomb is going to be planted this time. Exit too far away to do anything about it. I really don't know how you get back into this one. All right, Yakinda is there. Like I said, he doesn't have any armor, so the grenade will kill him. Nice, really nicely done. Unfortunately, there's so much work to be done in this round still. Flashbang to set it up. If he really wants to win it and not just do damage, he has to be quicker than this, to say the least. Trying to get into it here, but already they are just ducked in, trying to stay safe on the other side. Yuri, 4 kills in the pistol round. That's a really good job.
It certainly is. Get the bomb down as well. Always a lovely thing to do to boost that economy. This is definitely not a map where you want the CTs to start running away on the economy.
No, not at all. And for MIBR, I mean, coming off the back of losing the first map in overtime, you come in here, you lose the pistol round. It makes the reset harder. It makes it harder to forget about the loss from that first map. Really early nade there to stop the CTs from rotating in too quickly.
What is this?
Huge stack.
Will it yield any results here for MIBR? Okay, Yuri's actually somewhat alone. I mean, Kazahstan is fairly close, but if they could kill Yuri and get a bomb down, but at this point, Yuri knows something is fishy about this smoke. But can he predict that it's 4 players? And you know what, he can't. In Kazahstan, long range with the MAC-10, he's not having it. And that's an AK collected. That's already a victory.
Yeah, and I think we can actually criticize Yuri for this a little bit. If that was a MAC-10 on its own, I don't really care so much, but that was the only AK that they had. The other one is a Galil. So they might still win the round, but it does actually pose a significant risk here. MongolZ is the one to pick it up. They're real far away from it, so they're not going to actually go for it with the AK, but still, if they would have been just a little bit more careless, you never really know what could happen. Will be the round here for FURIA nonetheless. All right, MAC-10 fallen. Out looking for the hunt.
I want to get these kills, make the money. And that's what MIBR are trying. They're counting on that. They're counting on Fallen maybe trying to take a bad fight. Obviously, it's hard to take a bad fight with the MAC-10, but hey, they still actually managed to take him down, which is... This is also great because you're not giving kills. You're not giving kills to FURIA here, allowing them to farm up ultimately with that MAC-10. So this is actually a very, very good round for MIBR. If you think that they started the round with 5 USPs, get a couple of kills, still away in AK. Massive. It's an honest day's work.
I guess it's a nice luxury, isn't it? You don't need much. But the way that MongolZ and Insani were playing on the opening map, if they can start off good here, pick up an AK, get some more frags on board, that'd be very nice. Well, it's round number 3. We do have limited weapons on the FURIA side. You see those 2 MAC-10s. Not necessarily easy to use on this map. I mean, if you jump down the B ramp, the stairs there, you can sometimes surprise whoever is playing there, which looks like it's going to be Breno anchoring the site. Nice flashbang here. Will have been heard by Yakinda, so he's going to be aware that they probably have that main control. But it should really come down to whether or not they can surprise Breno.
Can be an exposed position. Oh, that's actually fantastic. Finding 2 quick kills there with the M4. MIBR bringing the cavalry now, trying to get out the choke point real quick before the space can be taken by Fallen. He'll get traded out, and indeed, 2v2 here where MIBR able to start moving forward. It is Sani, but MongolZ with a decisive headshot shuts it down.
And the flank. Yakanda, he's walked the whole way. He was at Ivy this entire time. MongolZ spots it out, but I think he's done enough here. He's no idea. Yakanda comes up with a Mac 10 to shoot him in the back, and that's really all you needed here. Good communication, and really smart for MongolZ to fall back once he'd got the one kill, because he knew that Yakanda was going to be flanking it. It's a classic train play where you've got the late look coming out of Ivy.
And that's a rough start now for MIBR. That was a really close one. I thought with Brenno getting those 2 instant kills, sometimes that feels like an overperformance because you're in such... They can get on top of you so fast.
Yes.
3-0 here for FURIA as they're up against Pistols. There is a scout in hand for safe.
That's...
Oh, they're going aggressive pop.
All right. Kind of glad to see Kazahstan not giving his life to the wide swing. Pivotal part of the map. You really don't want to be doing that. All right. They are still aggressing on this MIBR because they don't have a lot to work with. They're just really hoping that there's going to be some mistake here for FURIA to get them back into the half earlier than they would otherwise. But this is already a pretty powerful start. Nicely done. Kazahstan calling in a little bit of backup as he was reloading. He's playing battleships.
I suppose, yeah. That's one way to think about it. A minute left now for FURIA to try to find that bomb onto a site. MIBR would love a couple extra kills here. Safe just going to be checking Ivy, going deep with the scout. Oh my goodness, he might get a shot off here. Oh, imagine if that was a headshot, but it is for MongolZ, I suppose. Shutting that one down, even though he does get tagged. And now Yuri going to make his way close. And a distraction coming in from lower right at the perfect moment. And that's a clean sweep, not a single player lost. That's actually, it can't be, I mean, it can't be done better.
It's such a patient round as well for FURIA. There were many temptations in this round to try and be more aggressive, to try and do something a little bit crazier. But they pretty much just held their ground the whole way through. And it doesn't sound like it's a lot, but this is the sort of stuff that I've seen plenty of FURIA games in the past where this is exactly where they end up screwing up some rounds. Suddenly somebody is a little bit too adventurous. They give over an AK, and then things tend to fall apart here. But the team look very disciplined at the moment. That is in itself a really, really important look. FURIA being chanted in Kazakhstan.
Of all places. You love to see that.
It's such a cool coincidence, isn't it? Like, it's such a random thing that's happened. They pick up MongolZ. They actually get to the playoffs.
Yes.
And he actually plays out of his mind and top frags on the team on the opening map.
Yeah.
I mean, what more do you want? Well, probably to make the semifinals is what they're thinking about right now.
Yes. And now MIBR, they got safe on the AWP this time, playing that IV position as expected. FURIA threatening a very fast outer play, but they are not pushing through with those nades, just trying once again to force MIBR to respect it and dispose of their own utility. In the meantime, working on this inner position, it does look actually like FURIA might just walk in here.
Yes.
To upper, to lower. What can they find?
There's no backup coming. This is, I think, a misunderstanding for MIBR. It's fine to do the 4-1 split at the start of the round, but typically what you want to accomplish with that is either to push a couple of CTs into the pop dog hallway like they did earlier, or you try to get one CT into T main, because once you've got that, you can pretty much have a 3-2 split instead. You can pull somebody back to help out Brenno, but keeping this 4-1 for such a long time, I would argue is a really big risk.
It might be that they just respected the util from FURIA so much outside for a little bit too long, and FURIA out-timing them in that respect.
They certainly did, but it could also be an early sign, the fact that MIBR just might not feel as comfortable on this map that they were, maybe hoping to. I'm still surprised that these are the maps to begin with. I was reasonably sure that we were going to end up seeing Anubis in this series.
Yeah.
But the fact that we didn't, I think, is just very interesting. They could have picked it, went for Nuke instead. I mean, fair play to them. It was overtime, so you can't really call it a bad pick. Unfortunately now for Train coming in, which is the second map here picked by FURIA, things are now getting real interesting. Insani with the new tech running smoke that you can do now is a lot faster towards main, so they do know something, which is good to see. Deep nades landing. Yekenda hoping to take the fight really early on, and he does spray down Insani. He can hear the flash as they flash Insani through, which is something that just happens all the time. It was Vitality that started doing it with Flames, that they would flash him through that one, and every team has pretty much picked it up since. It's spread across the map. Here's that forward push we were talking about earlier. LuCaoZ taking up that position, 4v4.
Oh my god, he's delivering here. He snuck into that spot. They were looking for him, and he takes down 2, and that's going to even things up 3v3. Now the AWP can come online, safe with a kill against Fallen. And there could be more here. That flank, though, that push out of Ivy, the unknown quantity, Kazahstan, he is going to play this one slow. He knows he's got safe in the bag, but how much else can he find? There is the assassination from Kazahstan, 2v2.
Breno just standing up on that barrel back here. They've got plenty of time right now, and the Molotov, they could throw it from MongolZ. It's the most common Molotov to throw out in the yard. He's going to use it instead towards PopDog. It's not a bad choice, but it means Breno has an opportunity, but he just can't make use of it. Goes down instead. Kazahstan finding a second kill. That first one was more of a positional advantage than anything else. They don't know exactly where Exit is. He's going to be hanging around here. He's afraid that he might get pushed instead before they plant the bomb, which is actually not that uncommon for the T's to switch bomb sites right at the end of the round. That isn't happening, and they're going to throw the bomb across here. He walks straight into it. What a headache. Crouching on out is Exit, but he's already been revealed, and Kazahstan nearly running away. It's a nice play for him to try and stop himself from being in the fight. Smoke up on top. Oh, it's in a really awkward plant here. With the kit as well, he has to run for it. MongolZ looking for it, but he just can't find the kill. And Exit, he finds the round-winning defuse. Somehow none of the bullets connected.
Unreal. One bullet was all that was needed as well. Oh my goodness. And I thought when I was looking at the minimap, I'm like, hang on. We're kind of staying out here real long for Exit on the connector side of the bomb train. And MongolZ, the timing just didn't match up. It must have been so fine. Unreal round to pick up from MIBR. But even though they get it, Anders, they haven't shown a great propensity to put themselves in early spots where they're in advantage. They're having to fight real scrappy to even get into a spot to look like they can challenge these rounds.
Yeah, I think that's certainly fair to say. Double push towards Ivy now for MIBR. So a bit of a different look. And also Insani's here with a forward move. So actually a lot of aggression up across the map for the CT side. They do need that. They need to go on a whole string of rounds that they're going to end up winning. FURIA are playing unbelievably passive in this round. It's surprising that nobody's bumped into each other yet. Looks like it's going to be here, the back holes towards PopDog, that eventually that fight's going to be happening. But you can see FURIA are well aware that someone could be at the corner.
Slowing the round right down. MIBR looking to pincer this one. And Yuri's going to defend. Insani with the trade, one more. As we go 3 against 3, LuCaoZ finds the timing. And MongolZ was not expecting that one. Takes critical damage as he reappears behind the smoke. That position now known. LuCaoZ, how does he play this one? Holding behind. 9 bullets. Dangerous stuff here for the Brazilian. Oh, still though, Yekenda finds that one over the top, but do they play into safe? With Exit on the flank, so many moving pieces here for MIBR.
Well, they're solo on health already. Any mistake here in this round is going to be washed away, and MIBR can start to get something rolling here in the first half. 19 seconds, and they're up on the high ground here. Oh, spotted out! What an insane shot! MongolZ connects with Safe, who was making a run for it, and he takes down Exit. How do you win the round like that? He looks unfazed, unimpressed by his own performance, but I've rarely seen a shot that quick.
I am so impressed, Anders. That first shot, the player disappearing around the corner into connector. I can't wait to see the replay of that one. That was so fast. You're absolutely right. A single scope. Here it is once again. Just incredible stuff. MongolZ looking absolutely confident, going from strength to strength. The stage leveling him up.
Why does he look so chilled out? I can't believe it. Oh, he's in the zone. I mean, obviously, it's pure focus, but 9-2. You got to take into account as well, he's all the time one bullet away from death. So he can't really do that much. Like, he has to hit these shots or he's going to die. And the round very likely will be over. 6-1, FURIA just squeaked by in that round. They probably should have lost it. There was the flank coming in, there was the low health, and running out of time on top of that too.
And it's definitely bad news bears. Well, hold that thought. We got a quick outside play. Kazahstan getting out there real fast. Up the ladder, and down you go. MongolZ hits the ground. As FURIA, they are not messing around. They know they're not up against much in the way of firepower, so they're just going to blitz their way through the outer sight. And the issue here, Anders, for MIBR is that they've tried to be aggressive, doesn't work. They've tried to be passive, they can't read the rounds very well, doesn't work. What do you go to next?
Yeah, I don't know. It's starting to feel like there might not be a next for them here. FURIA look like their game plan for the T side of Train is top-notch. Breno and exit. There is no play here set to try and find some rifles if that's even going to be allowed for. The early push there for Kazahstan, I mean, that's again something that they haven't done in the other 7 rounds. They pull it out here in round number 8, and it's not something that MIBR are ready for.
And, you know, for MIBR, they did get into a good position with their aggression. It just came down to an individual performance from FURIA, from both Yakinda and MongolZ, that managed to just put them over the edge. And that's the problem, I think, when you're playing a team that's hitting the calls, that's hitting the strats. They feel good in terms of all of that. But then you add on top of that, they have also the clutch factor, the individual factor, that starts to be extremely oppressive at that point.
After such a close affair on Nuke as well,
yeah,
overtime victory for FURIA, and then coming into this one, MIBR probably had a bit of a different hope in mind here, hoping to get off to the good start, win that pistol, kind of, you know, get the ball rolling a little bit. It's been completely denied at the moment. Nice early grenades, just trying to stop any aggression on that T side. Widespread for FURIA in this round. They could do whatever they want with this. Wherever they get the entry, that's how the rest of the round is going to be basically constructed from there on out.
Quick hop, skip, and a jump through Ivy. Fallen's going to find an... Well, actually, he might not find an engagement. MIBR, they spot it. They are just backing away, repositioning now.
Yeah, they know, but look at how much it's distracted them. There are 3 CTs that are worried about Fallen right now, and he's crept back in. He's found them in the smoke. Knocks down the tower that MIBR had erected back there. Safe and Insani, 2 versus 4. Fallen, by the way, was also keeping Insani away from the B-bomb site. So he had 3 people. It doesn't matter that he was hurt. It might even have been a benefit. No fight there. Insani muted and safe. Not at all. 1 versus 5.
Do we ever find him? That's the question. Because MongolZ is actually towards the T side of the holes holding that. And you've got to get far enough away from the bomb, obviously. You know, save his full health, though. That helps.
The kind of pressure that Fallen puts on by getting there.
Oh, yeah.
That is a way of playing Train that stretches all the way back again, all the way back into 1.6. I'm not surprised that Fallen, he would be the kind of player that has the sort of legacy to think about, well, how did we used to apply pressure on this? It's one of the things that makes Train such a unique map is that you can get those rotations through CT spawn in such a great way, and you can get lost in there. You can really escape as a T player and just suddenly nobody knows where you are. Even though they had seen him and heard him, it's like, yes, but where is he coming next? We have no idea.
And it's so hard if you just allow the T to have that spot and you don't try to fight for it. They can then play off of it so well. And MIBR, they've got to find something that they have to dig deep here. Going to the next round, still have a decent enough buy. And in fact, Yakinda's been pushed out of that forward play. And finally, an opening pick coming on through, but it was short-lived. Safe goes down.
Yeah, did he push in front of the smoke safe? I wonder if he did. Exit. It's very good. Grenade on the MongolZ. Doesn't actually do almost any damage. Oh, and he's pushed through. MongolZ is actually through the smoke, and so is Kazahstan. He does get caught on the other side, and that's unfortunate because the bomb is now a million miles away back in T-spawn, so they get the bomb site. Oh, if MongolZ could have won that fight, that would have been a bit of a gut punch for MIBR. They still think that something is happening, right?
They don't know that the bomb is down by the dumpster. So right now for MIBR, they're quite confused. FURIA could be absolutely anywhere. This is very hard here. Yuri really does need to try to stay alive, and in fact, able to back out of that position. There's the tap, though. Now, I think the game is up. They know, they should understand what this really means. Kazahstan and Yuri looking to find that A-bomb site plant, perhaps here.
It should be over. They know what's coming. 30 seconds. Yuri creeping on past here. It's not the best spray, but it'll get the job done. And Exit finds an ace to pick up another round for MIBR. It did take a while to construct that round for him. You know, he got the first kill on Yakinder in main, and then he just slowly collected more and more bodies on him throughout the round. 5 at the end of it. That's pretty impressive stuff.
Yes, yeah, you got to get that individual performance going, and that should hopefully help to lift the team as well. I mean, it was great, even though it only lasted for about 2 seconds. They got the opening kill, which has been very hard to find. Yeah.
I don't know, the issue is, I think it's possible Exit has more kills than the other 4 members of his team right now. It's close at least. And that might be, but yeah, they've got 9, so that is, a little bit more maybe, 11. Still, counting is hard.
I try not to do it.
Yeah, exactly. MongolZ sneaking down here, seeing if anyone is going to come through. Now, they have done this a lot on the CT side, so no reason not to just set up for it. 8-2. Best MIBR could do is 4 rounds. On the CT side of Train, I don't think that's quite going to cut it. I think that's too much on the low side. I do like this from Brenner. That's very creative. See how much he could see when they sneak on through there. And he's got MongolZ with him. Oh, man.
This has to go huge from MongolZ. All drop on his head. Breno for support there. That smoke. Can he have to go through straight there? MongolZ. Oh, what can he find playing in amongst the smoke? There's one by Oil. MongolZ isolating players. It's a good attempt, but doesn't find quite enough value. It's a 3v3, though. But that connected position, you've got to make it through somehow. And now, T's on both sides of it makes it really challenging for MIBR.
He's fallen so smart. Pushing down towards the bottom of the B bomb site is such, again, it is a classic way to think about how to take this site. You don't want to plant the bomb and fall back. You want to plant the bomb and push forward. Another thing that makes Train so different. Fallen knows it, I think, instinctually. He also went for the jump past the C connector as that HE was landing. And it tells you something about the communication that's happening on the FURIA side, is that even if they don't have a flash for him to get past, just the HE will almost do the same thing. MIBR will concede the round and just try to save whatever they can into the 12th round that's going to be coming up here. FURIA are 9, and it's honestly just a dominating first half. They have looked so much more prepared. I think they understand how to play Train at a much higher level than MIBR do right now.
Yeah, and MIBR, their money is terrible, but they saved those 2 AKs, the AWP, so they'll have firepower going into the final round of the first half. We'll see what they are able to find. FURIA have run such a diverse amount of strats so far with different paces. It is very hard to read, I think, for MIBR. Ooh, expecting perhaps the pop dog push, trying to catch that with the HG. Oh, MongolZ back at it again. Quick flick to dispatch Breno. Falling back with the 5v4 as Kazahstan asks for more by the E-box. MIBR, they need this. They need Safe to deliver. The nade comes out at the wrong moment. It couldn't be any worse. Safe goes down, but at least Insani's still there to back it up.
Yeah, MongolZ's here as well. Forward position. He's heard them stepping on the other side, trying to get the spray, but Yakinder was just way too quick, and MongolZ landing another shot to take down Insani. Exits. He got the ace earlier. It actually would be more impressive if he could win this fight, no question about it. Bomb being planted right on the other side, but you cannot wallbang that with an AK. It's been tried. He's just waiting. as soon as they find out where he is, there's nothing that he can do. The element of surprise would have to be him getting a double kill and then getting back into the 1v2. He sends the signal early, and they're all going to be looking for it. I'm not even giving him a chance. Oh my, 10 rounds in the opening half here on Train, picked by FURIA, and very close to being won by FURIA too.
Yeah, violent finish to what was a pretty violent half of Counter-Strike. FURIA putting on an absolute clinic on this map. And it really feels like when you look at FURIA on the maps that they're prepped on, it is actually pretty scary. There's so many layers of thinking behind the T-strats and how they should be executed, multitude of different paces, like just nade setups to deal with various reactions they may expect coming in future rounds. They're just like a few steps ahead.
Yeah. The crowd are absolutely loving them. Imagine what a depressing story would have been if MongolZ would have showed up today and just couldn't have landed shots like this. The fact that he's here and playing at this level, probably the most important player that they've had in the series so far. Yeah, nothing. He knew it probably wouldn't have made a difference, to be honest. The second half is coming up. And what do we have? A set of dualies on Yuri. I'm not seeing a defuse kit on anyone just yet, so they are off the mindset to shut it down before any bomb plants are even had. A lot of utility on MIBR, though.
Yeah, the proficiency from FURIA and just understanding this map and what to do has been great, so I wouldn't doubt it.
Uh-oh.
MongolZ, that Ivy push. Oh, no. Oh, dear. I guess he's going to catch Safe. The timing is everything, and Safe just back straight into it. And honestly, it's easy to hit those headshots when they're crouched and their back is faced to you. So respect.
I was about to say, that's the kind of shot you almost always miss. Well done. And that was the utility setup. And even just getting the kill, you see someone's there, you know they're going to do something in the yard. That's the only reason why you would be there. Deep smoke onto the inside of the C connector as they are all in Pop Dog looking to get out here. For MIBR, it has to be flawless now. They need the bomb plant, they need the round, or they will get knocked out of the tournament almost certainly. Yuri, he does go down here, and that creates at least a path onto the site. MongolZ trying to retreat as he's firing off those USB shots. It's going to be Fallen to help out. Yakenda shows up, and Breno and Insani now holding on to the round and very likely to what's left of any hopes here for MIBR. It's a good shot for Breno to begin with. He's flanking out. He wants to help out a little bit with his teammate here, but he's also very exposed, down to 2 bullets. And KSerato and MongolZ to find the last couple of kills here. FURIA, they claim the round. That retake looked way too easy.
I mean, you see Fallen's face there. It's a small kind of a shout of celebration, but just instantly back to the composed, calm and collected demeanor that has been consistent, even I think throughout the ridiculous brawl of the first map that we saw.
Yeah.
Damn. They are the issue here, Anders, is FURIA are just leveling up as time goes on. (11-2). Tactical pause from MIBR. Is there any way to salvage this one?
Who would have thought this many years later, moving on, that we would still see Fallen on big stages doing stuff like this? I can't believe it.
It's beautiful.
It puts a smile on my face.
The history in Counter-Strike there's nothing like it in esports, I feel.
No, definitely not. By the way, MongolZ is 14-3. He has died 3 times on the second map. How do you explain this?
You can't. You honestly can't. No one could have hoped for this. I've heard a lot of people say, I really hope that MongolZ performs on the stage. We could all understand why it wouldn't be the case. That's the expectation. But the fact that he's delivering like this, I mean, we can't talk about it enough.
And listen, the crowd, they recognize they're putting some respect to his name, calling him out here. Oh, don't block him. Give him a chance to work with that M4. Backup is being called for as well. They know that Breno is back there somewhere. He's just not scared at all. Complete lack of respect here as he just wants to put more pressure. Wants to kill MIBR before they can really get woken up here. MongolZ bursting away, taking down Breno and Safe both. And now looking for another kill with a scout. The spray It does connect, and it does do some damage on the exit. He swings wide, and he'll gonna get another kill. Triple to add to it. MongolZ is ready to send MIBR packing. He top fragged on the first map, now into the second one. He is 17-3. Vincere left wondering, how can I escape MongolZ? How can I just not give him any more momentum? And he's up hunting. He's actually going to try and find him. Vincire's right there for the take-in. The MongolZ, a quad kill. The crowd calling his name. The ascension in Astana for this young kid.
And we get a bit of a smile. It's been icy so far, but a little smile. Just having fun here. You'd think they will have everyone is just on pistols there. Even able to take a dink at the end, but still staying up. 12-2. This could be it, Anders, for MIBR. Tech9's, the Eagles, it's not looking good in terms of what they're working with.
18-3 that's a ludicrous scoreline for a stage match. How often does it happen? It can't be that often. Yakandar's moving up here. He's got the Galil in hand. He's known to like some aggression himself. And they will send the entire MIBR army at him just to try and get rid of it. Oh, they look broken and defeated, MIBR. They do not look like they have any dream or any hope of coming back into this one. There was a moment, maybe in the second half, you think, all right, we win the pistol, but I doubt there's much more left. The kills. Just remember that Exit has 11 because he has an ace. Otherwise, they are just completely bereft of kills on that side.
Yeah, unable to frag against what... I mean, again, FURIA have been hitting everything hard. The strats, the tactics, the team play, the clutch. They've got it all right now. As we get a regroup from MIBR. Hail Mary to throw at this one. It's a 4v4 at least, and they picked up the Galil.
They're going towards MongolZ. Experts say that should be avoided at this point in time. He's in a particular kind of mood, and they're walking it. They're actually creeping out the whole way. 23 seconds, trying to turn the corner here at Ivy. MongolZ spots them out, does line up a lot of damage. It's Kazahstan to take the kill on the other side here. Oh, Fallen gonna get one as well. Trying to see if they could get it done. MongolZ not really being put into play yet. Exit goes down. It's Kazahstan with the last one. And it's FURIA making quick work of MIBR on that second map and making their way into the semi-final. That is a spectacular victory. What else could you say?
Truly quite the performance from FURIA, showing that they are dangerous. Again, when you get to the stage, when you get to the quarterfinals,